there's a process. You don't just take the food. You have to go into a different room, change your clothes. Then that I bypassed that whole process. Like I just got the food and ducked.
And just to be clear, yeah. So you change your clothes and that. What is that? Because they do that test on you.
The swabs, yeah.
The swabs
so
and that.
Yeah. So basically, when you're in one room, you can't bring the same clothing, or you have to go have a shower, change up.
Yeah.
This is in your stomach now. And then you go on your train or your plane or wherever you go about your business. So for me, on that day, it was bait. I was moving reckless. Like I just done the thing, said I'm going, but the guy's begging me, he said, don't go, just chill.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to do this. But because I was ignorant, and it's not even that, I was under some pressure at the time, and it's like, all the signs and the warning, I blanked it out. And then when I got back to the UK, Waterloo, it was nobody at the checkpoints, what do you call it, the customs people. Then just as I got to the gate, a customs pull out on me, said, can we see your passport? Can we see your ticket? So that, and then they done the swab thing. They found the traces on me. And then, at the time, I mean, my heart is very strong.
Yeah.
I don't think I was scared. I was like, because I always have in the back of my mind that if it happens, it happens. And when it happened, I think it was surreal.
Yeah.
And then when I think in Feltham, no, not even in Feltham, because he had out the packs.
Yeah, because I know about this process, but I'm sure a lot of people don't know about this process.
I don't want to bore you.
Of course not, bro. Yeah. I know, obviously I've done it. I've been around a lot of mine, I know, you know what I mean? But a lot of the listeners, are probably thinking, right, you stomached it, you swallowed all these packs or whatever, how are they getting it out of you? I know a certain man that's had to wait all 15 days and that, but go on, talk through the process.
So at Waterloo, they done the swabs. Obviously, they found the traces. It's like a cloth. They hoover it on your clothes, and then any particles they put in a machine, it will detect it. So when it detected, they said they have suspicion that I have drugs on my person. So I said, while I was out there, I was sniffing, I was in the club. He said, well, let's go to the hospital and determine that fact. I said, all right, cool. I said, I don't want to go to hospital. They said, well, you have to wait 36 hours or something like that. Yeah. And then I remember my solicitor, right, he's like, either go crazy or go to jail. So I was like, let's go to the hospital then. I was panicking that they're going to bust inside me. So when they go to the hospital now, they scan your belly and then they see they saw all the pebbles. Then they took me to there's a detention centre down in near Feltham though, I've forgotten. And then you sit on this big machine. They lock you in some room with a camera, and then every day until you get everything out, there's a machine. You should sit on the top. When you get in, they got their hands in these gloves that are washing out. And they're just putting the packs aside, counting up your packs. Counting up your packs. I remember there was one young girl, like maybe 16, crying her eyes out every day. And that's how bad this game is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
because I literally, I remember hearing this when I was in jail. One of my brethren, he was like, he had to swallow all these packs. And then obviously, like he was talking about this filtered toilet, like you have to sit on this toilet.
The toilet I'm talking about.
Yeah, but he was like, he was just trying to refuse, you know.
Yeah, the packs would blow up inside you. You don't want them into you too long.
Yeah, that's true as well. But he was saying that he waited, like I think it was just over 2 weeks. Like I'm sure he said 15 days, but he probably even longer than that. But he did not for such a long time because he didn't want. But obviously he's thinking that they might let him go, but they won't, innit? Until they get the pack, they're not letting you go, innit?
As long as you know. And not only that, it's like you have to remember, right? You're carrying Class A drugs on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, right, they want you. They're never going to ever leave you.
Yeah.
I remember my solicitors, because I won't eat their food, I tried the same thing. I wouldn't eat. My solicitor brought me McDonald's, you know what I mean? They played the game as much to get me. And that was cool. I maybe had like 68 pieces. I was trying to keep 8 pieces. So I told him 60.
Yeah. You trying to keep some bits for what when you go to jail?
Yeah, I'm trying to reserve some packs.
Yeah.
But they got everything. I mean, I feel like they could count it in your intestine. But anyway, that was a long time ago. That was like 06, right? And then going through that sentence, I got 3 years, 9 months for that. I done well after that sentence to stay out. You know what I mean? I tried to get my life in order. I think I was studying. But it gave me a chance to kind of understand myself, what I want to do. and I kind of built my business plans and ideas. Like everything I'm doing now, it started then in that first sentence.
Oh, okay.
Where I had enough time because in reality, you ain't got enough focus. There's too much distractions, trying to make money. Whereas in the jailhouse, they're feeding you, there's electric. All you have to do is sit down and know what you want to do, right? So when I got out on that sense, I think I got out in 07, 08. I think that's where we met in that timeline there.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
And then in 08, I done my best to stay out. I did dabble with a couple other things. I think I built up a line, started doing things, but I didn't do the smuggling thing. I stayed away from the roads as much as I could, but it's inevitable. You need to survive, Everybody in your vicinity is doing certain roads, so...
So I was going to say, so there's some people that will be saying, right, why didn't you learn from that? Why was that the only option? Because there's a lot of people that's going to say, like, why...
Lack of guidance, I guess, and there's, like, not even lack of guidance, take responsibility. So to cut it, I'll get you, you know what I mean? I'll say everything that I wanted to do, nobody's into what I'm into.
Yeah.
Especially back then, like, I was doing content creation for... I won't even mention their name, for people within the music industry, but they weren't giving me the credit or bringing me along where they should have, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, we used to do a lot of things I used to do a lot in the music industry subtly, and now where we are now in the industry is like, I was actually doing them things time ago. Them man just chose not to bring me in, so it's like, I end up refraining back to my old ways because it's like, even when I was doing like food prep, for instance, I was studying food prep level 2. I've done level 1 in jail. Come out and it's like I'm cooking food, but I can't eat. So I'm cooking and I can't eat the food. And then it's like I thought, this, I'm going back on the roads because it don't make no sense. I'm hitting. Then I'm finishing the course. I ain't got nothing to eat. I'm just out, and it's taking majority of my time. So I feel like if I had the right people around me, guidance in certain aspects, I most probably would have been able to stay out of certain life. Whereas that's all I knew. Yeah. After a while, I was like, this is gonna flip. If I flip that, I'm gonna make a quick 10 rack, or I'm gonna make a quick 5, or and then getting lost in the source is another problem. Yeah. I'll put that on myself. It's like when you get stuck in that habit and consistency of shotting or doing whatever you're doing, it's hard to make them transitions. It's something powerful like my last sentence. And the reinforcement of not wanting to go back and have to do that. You understand? So maybe I wasn't in jail enough. The third one done it for me. I don't know what to say.
No, I heard that. I heard that, bro.
If I'm making sense, you know what I mean? And this third one, the last sentence I done, it kind of helped me structure what I actually want to do. Because from my 20s, I started going to jail early before my 20s. So it was like, I don't think I had any breaks to kind of figure out what I actually want to do, or anybody beside me to say, this is the best way. Whereas now I have like-minded people around me. I've kind of built up a similar mindset around me, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Whereas technology's had people kind of see what I was trying to do many years ago, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you still have to show yourself. You have to add value to yourself before people want to add value to you. Yeah.
So your last sentence, that was obviously the most recent, and they gave you, what was that, 7 years?
Yeah, 7 years, 9 months.
It's a long time for, what was that, possession with intent? So you do half, innit? Yeah, but it's still a long time for that type of crime, yeah. Because it was possession with intent, right? Yeah. Yeah, so you get 7 years, 9 months. Did you go guilty for that?
So not at first, because they didn't, like I said, they didn't find the food on me. And I was being naive, I was being dumb. My plug at the time is like, he was already in jail as well. Just a week ago, I was like, be careful, man. And then
was you licking them yourself?
Yeah, I was hitting them. The reason why is because everyone else putting on there, they're either getting robbed or there's some type of hiccup, or like they say, I'm a hands-on person. Like I'll make sure I'll turn a land from 0 to 3 grand. You know what I mean? And it's like I can't afford for that to go to waste, and then. On reflection, is worth it going to waste, isn't it? Because vanity is vanity, innit? Equals vanity. So it's like, I didn't gain, I've lost it, it's gone now. I shouldn't have risked my head. But at the time, it was like, I ain't running around like that. And then this kid's just going to make me lose everything. Go sit down, I'll go do it. And At the time when I got back, I was actually with one of the workers flying them up there, and then it's like, you know, like it was a female. I know the game we're in is not the best. You know what I mean? We ain't. It's not like I enjoy it, but you got to do what you got to do in it. And it's like with her, when I feel like when the pressure came, she crumbled. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
And that's the problem. You know, like I don't like putting people in my. I didn't like because when the pressure comes, are they gonna crumble? And I can't afford it. But it's like I done what I had to do, and it didn't work out.